Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day the United States World Cup campaign kicks off today in Wales. He's Matt. I'm Jason. We're, of course, going to break it down. Matt, you've been enjoying the World Cup so far?
I have been. It's been a special, special day for live betting. Partly thanks to you, Jason. Like to really, you were tweeting out a bunch of stuff about the live overs in England, and I had to jump on board really. And the extra time that they keep adding on into these matches, it
Yeah,
was like, look, you're going to give me 3-1 on England to score another goal here with 10 minutes left, and they were clicking. How good were England this morning,
they're
Jason?
great. They're absolutely great. They did concede a couple, but them in attack, they felt like they were going to score it every time. They're absolutely, and that game's to go also to show anybody who took Kane anytime goal scorer. I never, unless it's Holland, take the guy with the best odds. I like the wingers coming in from the sides more, from the left or the right. Never take. Usually don't really take the number nine. So, and obviously I say that because Kane didn't score. Everybody else around him scored. So, all right, let's go ahead and break it down. We're going to look at the United States versus Wales match, of course, here, and then see if we can work in a bet. I did earn a free $5 bet like a lot of you guys did over MGM doing the penalty shootout contest against Tim Howard. So maybe I'll spend that in the course of the show. So after we look at this United States-Wales game, though, let's go ahead then and turn our attention to the four matches on Tuesday. We'll go ahead and look at Argentina versus Saudi Arabia. We'll look at Denmark against Tunisia. We'll look at Mexico going against Poland. And France ends the day there against Australia. But our main focus right here, right now, is United States versus Wales. And let's talk lineups, Matt. What do you think here?
I would have liked to see more. I really would have liked to see the fact that Brendan Aronson doesn't make the starting 11 for this national team in match day one is it's baffling to me.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't understand it. And then the fact that Gio Reyna, he doesn't make it as well.
Yep.
That those are concerns, really. I mean, they're going to roll with Josh Sargent, who's in good form right now, but guess what? He's in the second tier of
He's in the
of
championship.
England. Like, I
Yeah.
want to go with somebody that's in the Prem. I'm sorry. Like, I would rather have
Irania.
yes, like absolutely. I would rather have Rainier. So I would rather have him. I would rather have. I wish that Aronson made it. And I wish they were just playing a false nine. But he's going to go with the central striker. And that's fine. And so I'm going to have to kind of pivot on what I really like here in this matchup because I don't have a good feel for this one.
I'll say going into this matchup, I like the under as terms of a side. Like I lean America, but that just feels like you're being an absolute homer. And do you really like America because you live in America and you're an American, or do you like it based on the facts and the lineups and stuff? Now it's more of a homer pick, so I'm going to stick to my original play of liking under 2.5. I think this game is one of those 2-0 or 1-1 draws. I think is how it unfolds. Kind of like how you saw this Netherlands game, right? That one got a late goal. It's basically a 1-0 game, but a late goal. That's how I kind of see this one. Maybe it goes to 2-0, if not, a 1-1 result.
Yeah, so for me here, like I wanted to target with a better lineup. I wanted to target a corners bet. I really liked USA minus a half corner in the first half because I thought that we're going to be more positive most likely than Wales. Wales will give up the ball, and they're going to say, "Hey, look, come and break us down." And I don't know if we have the skill set to do so. We'll find out. But I really liked, and I still don't mind it. It's just not something that I love anymore. Is really um, USA. It's on Caesars. It's minus 110 to basically the three-way corner battle in the first half. That I think that's a decent angle, and I think that also maybe twisting into look saying this match is going to be pretty freaking feisty and aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
It's World Cup. Like looking at cards here is not the worst call in the world. You could look at maybe an over 3.5 cards might be a good way in. But I'm one of those that like if you don't want to bet with your heart, then I think that Wales are the right side. I think that Wales plus a quarter is there's a ton of value on Wales plus a quarter. I can definitely see this one drawing. You have two out of the three outcomes, but I'm not really interested in that either because I like this USA squad. I do want to feel like I'm rooting on my boys, but I think that it's more so just going to be a classic kind of stay away. Like I'm gonna be 15 years old again, Jason, just kind of watching this match for fun.
Watch this. I'm kind of looking up the recent head-to-heads here for Wales to see in terms of their cards what kind of matches they have won against Poland, which would have gone way over. It looks like it would have had six. See what they would have done here against Belgium. That one would have had 3, where Belgium didn't chick in for any. All right, let's go look around here and see, based on what we're talking, see if we can't cook up some plays for the people. I know everybody's anxious like we are now that lineups are out to maybe go ahead and lock in something. I kind of agree with you in terms of liking Wales to get some form of result. If we look at their lineup, obviously they've got Gareth Bale out there, but we kind of talked about in the preview show, this is not like a Gareth Bale that started every MLS game. I mean, the MLS Cup final, he came off the bench, so let's not make it sound like Bale's going to be some great player. And the fact that maybe he's starting will maybe even lessen his impact. I kind of liked him coming on in minute 65, 70, when everybody's worn out with his great pace to maybe get a goal like he did in the MLS Cup final, like he's done in some other big finals. So Bale doesn't really excite me. Daniel James, we've seen enough of him at Manchester United and Leeds, and now he's at Fulham. Pacey player, but not a whole hell of a lot. Aaron Ramsey, he's at Nice. I haven't really been following Nice this season, so don't know what kind of form he's in. So I like the under. I'm going under 2.5. I can't see this game having 3 goals in it. So I think in this parlay where I'm going to use this $5 free bet, I've already got, by the way, the 49ers in there, Timberwolves and Bucks, just for anybody wondering. 49ers, Bucks, and Timberwolves. I'm going to drop in under 2.5. And am I locking in? That's at minus 185, priced appropriately. You're seeing a lot of these high under 2.5s around minus 200. Do I want to dabble? I'm going for the cards instead of trying to pick a winner. I really feel strong on the low scoring. I'm going to go for the cards. I like it. It's feisty. It's World Cup. I'm going to do the over
3.5.
3.5 minus 120. All right, I'll drop it in there.
Yeah, right. minus 114 on Barstool. That's kind of where I'm going to go here. I've got a buddy that's he kind of likes the cards angle. I'm just going to kind of rock with that a little bit here. Like, it's not going to be anything I'm crazy about, but I think that cards are the way in here. I really believe that, because this matchup is difficult to predict, and you can see the line is starting to move back as it should. USA in some spots were down to in the plus 130 range. Like that was not, like, whoever was able to grab some whale stuff there, like, that was right on. I
don't see Wales winning this. I'm staring at these 11, trying to remove my homerism to make a case for Wales, and I don't know, man.
We must stop Daniel James. That's the key to USA, is making sure that Daniel James is not given space here, because he is the fastest player on the pitch, undoubtedly. And he can cause problems at times. We know how direct he is. And Bale will be sitting and waiting for the corner, or like the cross, to come in from Daniel James on either side. I would imagine that they're going to put Daniel James on the left to try to go up against Serginho Dest, because I think that Dest is less pacey than Robinson. I think that he's a slightly worse defender than Robinson. So that matchup in just particular is a bit of a worry for me. If it's Serginho Dest, that one scares me a bit. I don't feel good. I think that if you like unders, then that means you are kind of liking Wales. I think that if you like the overs, then you're hoping for a chaotic USA. I think the more chaos that this match brings, the more it favors USA. I really do. So it looks like they're going with Harry Wilson, who I know very well, Liverpool player for many years. Now he's on Fulham. He's playing right midfielder. He's a very good player. He's a very underrated player, left-footed, not pacey by any means, but he knows how to keep possession. He's good off set pieces. I guess that he won't be the guy to take him, because they'll probably give it to Bale. But Harry Wilson should be. They have one in the right center, a free kick. Wilson should be the guy to take it, but it will be Bale, because I'm telling you, Harry Wilson can really play. Yeah, Nico Williams, a defender that we see week in and week out for Forest, a guy that I know very well from Liverpool. They have him right now slotted at left wing back, which is odd. I don't know if that's correct. Some of these, where you find these lineups is interesting. They've got Connor Roberts right now slated, a Burnley player, at right wing back. Ramsey and Ampadu. Ampadu is a guy that's a journeyman.
Yeah, buddy.
He's going to be a center defensive mid kind of stopgap. And then they've got some of these defenders that I don't. Joe Rodon for Rennes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then they've got obviously Davies. You know, Davies is so used to playing this left center half
Oh
role.
yeah.
Like I got to
That's his
admit, the
role at
more and more
Spurs.
I agree with you. I guess the more and more we're going to need to dig in and play some defense here. This is a really tough match, and I'm telling you right now, like I have some of the boost stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have Pulisic to score and USA to win on DraftKings. That boost to plus 750.
Okay.
Just some stuff like that in pocket. But
Let me ask
the
you a
bet,
question.
yeah,
Um, I was expecting Carter Vickers, and everybody knows I don't really watch MLS. Zimmerman,
mhm.
he looks like he plays at an MLS club. Is he good?
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
So
He's
he'll be
he's our
good.
best. He's
Not
our
much of a
best center.
drop off. Okay.
No, he's our best center half. He really. He's been the guy. Um, he should probably move on to Europe. He's the best. He's won the best defender in the MLS multiple years now. I think at Nashville, he's very solid.
Okay.
So for me here, I think that the value is totally on Wales. It's starting to get gobbled up though. So like that's the one thing that I want to say. And I really want to move away from this match, Jason, because I just don't have a lot here for the people. I don't. I think that this is a tricky one to call.
Okay. All right. We got some people asking for some three-legged bets. I don't know if we're going to rifle off three-leggeds, but obviously, as we've been spitballing here, we've certainly
You
given
just
you some
that's
angles
pretty.
between corner. Hey, yeah, my son saw Santa, by the way. Obviously, I'm sure everybody heard that.
Yeah.
And just terms of hitting the same guy here for his same question, who scores on U.S.? Obviously, if I like the under, I'm not expecting goals. If I'm going to leave it with somebody, I'm going to look at a Sargent or maybe drop down in the next line and do like a McKinney. I'm going to lay off Pulisic. Everybody in the world's on Pulisic. He's been
Yeah,
boosted
McKinney
like
isn't
you
a
said.
bad shout. The
Yeah, I
dude's
like
a goal scorer.
right, right. So I'll give you those two. But again, I'm on an under 2.5 in this parlay that I'm building. So clearly, I'm not expecting too many goals.
And what price? What price do you have on the under 2.5, Jason?
It was. Let's get back up here to MGM. It was in this parlay we're building minus 185.
Okay. Yeah, I totally agree.
I'm up to overall. Some of your selections cannot be combined. What, you can't parlay World Cup stuff with like NFL and NBA? Okay. I
I
guess
think
I'm
that
making.
MGM that book is so bad sometimes.
Okay. Well, I guess we're on.
Yeah, it's a bad book.
Yeah, I'm always with that. I will definitely be live betting this as well. Who scores first? That's kind of a tough one, Brian. You just got to go with the feel on that one. Kind of like how Thad said, you got to feel it. I would just say wait until you get the feel. Let's go, USA. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get the win. Let's go. We got a 2-1 prediction right here. 2-1 prediction. Hell, I haven't gotten in that under 2.5, so I'll root for it until I'm able to put it. Both teams to score.
Ugh.
I don't know.
I don't know. I would say I like first half draw maybe. First half draw makes a ton of sense, depending on if you can get it at plus 100 or better.
Yeah, I'm
That
gonna go.
makes a lot of sense
I
to
like
me.
this draw with under 2.5. I like this. I like it. There you go, Thad. You're getting some encouragement there from my mom. Go for it. Bet that clean sheet, man. Bet it. Yeah, he is coming off a knock. I agree with that. All right. I'm gonna have to circle back here and get this bet in. Oh, there we go. Just got a free bet on PointsBet. I just got the Power Hour. PointsBet does a Power Hour every day where they give out a free bet. I just got a notification from my phone that it can only be used for Wales and United States. So, all right.
Love it.
That's what we like in this game. We like the unders. We kind of like cards being happy. Kind of
All right, let's
lean.
cook up something. I just got it too. The $15 points bet. Is that can that be used pre-live?
It's got to. I think so. Let's give it a look. The
All right.
PointsBet one. Anybody who's got
I'm gonna
PointsBet, let's
go.
hop in.
I'm gonna go first half draw.
All right, hold on. Let's cook it up. I want to tail you, man. I want to be at the cash counter with you. Let me drop a leg in here.
Yeah, I think.
Wait, yours is 15.
Yeah.
PointsBet has still punished me for the 20-1 and 16-1. I got a $2 free bet.
Wow.
They're still punishing me for ripping off the bets from their entire market.
Oh my God, that was.
All right, let's jump in here and see what we got.
I'm just hoping they pay out on those if they hit, Jason.
It is pre-max, so we got to get this in. All right, let's get it in.
Well, my app is struggling. PointsBet is so bad.
First half
It's
draw.
legitimately. It's the worst book, but it's going to be a great book for us during the World Cup. That's all I have to say.
I can't wait to show that bet slip.
Is anyone like looking forward to preparing for tomorrow's matches, or are we more just like all in here on trying to gather as much as we can, because I'm telling you that this match is really, really tricky.
Yeah, let us know in the comment section. We do have plans to move on and catch these 4 games again that are on Tuesday. I know I've already got a bet there on the Argentina and France game. Kind of like a Mexico angle. Kind of want to feel Matt out and see what he thinks. And I think Denmark is another game that probably goes under 2.5. But yeah, this it won't load on PointsBet. It's just loading.
Yeah, mine's done right now. So I'm gonna just
here we go. Got it.
I'm gonna restart it here, and we'll get back to that in like 10 minutes or something.
All right, first half.
I want to go first. I think that first half draw. I see it at plus 103 on Barstool. Anything with a plus makes sense to me. I think that Wales are going to be very difficult to score on, and it's going to be about our boys. Like, we're going to have possession. We cannot make mistakes in possession. We need to be very cautious. I would say, like, we're going to be playing. If we expect to just come out here and pass the ball around and stuff, it's not going to be that easy. Like, we need to be very cautious and slow in our build up to make sure that we do not get crushed here on the counter. Yeah, mine's 15. So
see, I'm with Adrian. I got the first 2 games right too. I'm trying to pull off the sweep. I'm with Adrian. I'm 2-0 today, trying to pull off the sweep. All right, this is what I've got cooked up here in the parlay, fellas. I've gone with some of Matt's things. I'm gonna go ahead and punch it. Just use a $2 bet. I got that halftime draw. Over 3.5 cards, under 2.5 goals, and over 6.5 corners.
I love that, actually.
$2 to win 24, so nothing crazy, but if they're handing out a free $24, I'll
12 to 1.
Yeah, 12 to 1. Yep,
that's pretty good. I think that those are all like really correlated, and they make a lot of sense.
We're not frozen, are we? My screen's frozen. We're not frozen.
No, we're not. No,
okay.
We're good. I can see it.
We are not playing USA money line there, Claudio. We're playing more. Matt seems to favor Wales. I seem to favor a draw, but I like the under way more. Yeah, we were talking about how maybe missing an Aronson, missing. Shit, I'm sitting here trying to load this up.
Yeah, Gio Reyna. Claudio's point. Yeah, it's not the worst lineup. It's probably about a 7 or 8 out of 10. In my opinion, I don't know how you leave off, the best player for Leeds United this year and Brendan Aronson. I really don't. So I would expect to see Aronson. Like, I would be interested. Let's say it's 0-0, and then in the 50th minute we see kind of what happens and we make some changes, and then I could be interested on a USA maybe. But as these lineups stand, like I could only be in, like, especially in this first half, like with Wales in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, if I'm going to score the lineups, I'm giving the edge to the Americans. They got the better lineup up in there. They got the better lineup. All right, boys, you guys locked in a bet? You guys ready to go ahead and look at Tuesday fixtures? Is everybody ready to go ahead and roll with that? Take some cards, take some unders, maybe dabble in some Wales, or if you want to be an American, dabble in some American. Can't be mad at you right there. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn our attention to these Tuesday matches. Got an early one kicking off here. Depending on where you live, anywhere from about 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. is Argentina for Saudi Arabia. And I'm going to just mention that England game against Iran. You've got a similar thing here. You've got a far superior opponent, and Argentina obviously going against Saudi Arabia. Don't be scared. I know we've already given out the team total over 2.5 goals. If goals are a little bit slow, just hammer. Just hammer the over, and don't be scared to keep hammering the over in terms of even if goals have come. You're going to see it with this England squad. With Argentina, these guys haven't been together since September. They're going to want to keep working on chemistry, to keep working on that form. So when they get in the knockout rounds, they're in true peak form. There's going to be no layoff. Guys that come off the bench want to, push for starting roles. I would just say expect an Argentina just complete beatdown. What are you expecting, Matt?
I would expect, the same thing. Like, I think that there could start to become value on the overs in a general synopsis of the tournament, because if you were listening to Landon Donovan and Ian Dark during the England match, they're both in the stadium. They're both talking about how they were in suits and they felt cold. Okay. So these players aren't getting very hot. And the whole time we're leading up to the tournament, it's going to be very hot, very humid in Qatar. And these players are going to get really tired, and unders is the way to go. And I'm not so sure. I mean, especially when we get to some back and forth kind of matches in the in the knockout rounds by two quality opponents.
Hmm.
I think that those could be under the overs could have some serious value on them. In terms of this match, I would probably just rock with what you're going with, really, in terms of a team total at a plus price,
Yeah.
and just hope that Argentina really get going here. Looking at the anytime goal scoring market right now, um,
Oh, this is a good bet
it's
right here. Argentina to score in both halves. Sure, sign me up.
yeah, I don't, I
Love
don't,
it.
I don't hate that at all, Beetle. But yeah, really, just not a match.
You didn't bet this?
I hate to say it, but I like the Wednesday matches a lot more than I do the Tuesday matches. Let's
Okay,
just say
well,
that.
come back to Tuesday's show, fellas. We'll be here on Tuesday previewing the Wednesday matches. I'll tell you, I gave out Argentina team total over 2.5 goals at plus 108. I'm just looking at FanDuel right now and seeing plus 110. So if you haven't jumped on that, go ahead and jump on it. The star quality that they're going to go ahead and have on that lineup, they already raced out to a 5-0 win against UAE in a friendly this past week. You can still get that. I'm curious what this Argentina to score in both halves. For sure, I agree with that. That one's minus 122. So if you think that's going to happen, you're thinking 2 goals. You might as well just take the plus money there, Beetle, and say there's going to be one more goal and grab yourself a plus 110 instead of laying the
Definitely.
minus 122. So
I definitely agree with that take. Just go with the plus price because, especially with like with what we saw in England and Iran, like a lot of goals can happen late.
yeah, yeah, for sure, absolutely. All right, you got an angle here on Denmark and Tunisia. Second match on Tuesday.
I think that Denmark win the match. I feel
Yep.
pretty confident that Denmark win the match, but I think that it's kind of a carbon copy of what we just saw here in the Netherlands and Senegal. I think that the match is a carbon copy. I think that it's probably an unders match. I think that uh, that match in Senegal and Netherlands didn't. There should have not been 2 goals there. I think that
Yeah.
was a clear cut, like nil-niller. I think that was a great pass from De Jong, nice header. Mendy could have been a little bit quicker out of his box there. Um, on another day that match ends up 0-0. Um, and so I would lean unders in this one just because, and I think that that's a good theme too. If you've ever been paying attention to AFCON matches, a lot of unders, a lot of nil-nils, a lot of 1-0s. They're very defensively. Look, I mean, they're defensively solid, athletic. They know exactly their tactics, what they want to achieve, but they don't have a ton of quality in terms of counterattacking ability. So Denmark should enjoy a ton of possession here. It's just what can they do with it? That's a good thing. Is like who's going to be leading the line here for Denmark? That's kind of a big question. That's definitely on my mind here. I need to kind of figure this one out
Yeah, we
here.
talked about it on the preview show. I said one of the general themes of this World Cup, at least in the group stage, could be under 2.5. I would be on an under 2.5 here. Exactly. Denmark squeaks it out, possibly. But when we broke down their squad on the preview show, other than the midfield of Eriksson and Højbjerg, I didn't like really anything around them. Eriksson will create enough, and I think Højbjerg will keep it solid and keep it controlling the middle of the pitch. Tunisia not going to have much to punish Denmark. I'm going to go with under 2.5 here. I haven't seen anything that get me off of this. Their lineup has now been announced since we did our preview show. I'm just not worried about anything Denmark's going to put out there. I'm not high on Denmark like everybody's around this Eriksson, cardiac arrest thing from the Euros, and Denmark's getting way too
No, no,
much
no, yeah.
love for my liking. They have nothing in attack to scare a good opponent. Okay, Tunisia's not a good opponent, but they're just going to sit back and play defensive, and they don't want to get embarrassed here at the World Cup. So under 2.5, it's juicy. It's at minus 165. I'm going to need something to parlay it with over the course of this show, but you can sign me up for an under in Denmark, Tunisia easily.
Yeah, I'm higher on the Danes than you are for sure. Just as an overall squad, I think that they are a tough team to beat. If you look up and down this roster, but I think that like when I was just looking at who's going to lead their line, they have some selection dilemmas at the top. Is it going to be Poulsen? Is it going to be Dolberg? Or is it going to be Braithwaite? I mean, they're all roughly about the same kind of level. So, but their midfield is really good. Um,
Yes, that's
their
their strength
defense
by far.
is solid. They've got Pierre and Christensen. That's a very very solid center back pairing. So, but when you look at this line and like I was just kind of just saying that just to say it like that it was very similar to Netherlands and Senegal. If you look at the line, it's the exact same line. Denmark price at the same price that the Netherlands are, and the under 2.5 price at the same exact price, minus 160 basically is what you're getting at here. Um, so yeah, the only way I'm looking here is an under. If you like Denmark, then maybe you take Denmark and you parlay it with an under 4.5 or an under 3.5, to kind of get the juice down.
Yeah.
But for me here, I think it's simply a don't complicate it and go unders. But you just have to ask yourself, do I want to bet under 2.5 goals on a minus 165 price kind of thing? That's what you have to weigh up, and it's not really for me. So it's probably just going to be another watching brief here.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I was already cooking up a parlay. I had Denmark and under 3.5 at minus 109. If you change that to 4.5, it goes to minus 155. So that's how we both see this game. We both see it as an under. Denmark probably pulls it out, but certainly like an under in that match more so. But the juice it may end up putting me off unless we find something on the rest of the show to parlay it with. Matt, I got to put this up on the screen just because you were part of the Crush Points bet. We like Martinez to score tomorrow.
I do. I hope he scores. I hope he scores for our wallets. We've got some serious futures on Martinez.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care if it's Alvarez though either. Both of them. So it's like the books don't know who they're starting. I mean, it's going to be Martinez.
It's going to be Martinez.
But if you look at FanDuel, Jason, both of them are priced at plus 100. So the one thing that you should keep in mind though is that both players, like whoever starts, most likely only gets 60 minutes of game time. So you're limited on that. Like you remember when you're betting anytime goal scores, kind of like what you said with Harry Kane, and why I was so into opposing Kane in terms of the Golden Boot is because there's so many other mouths to feed on that squad, and they score 7 goals today. Not one of them is Kane. And look, Kane gets pulled at the 70th, 75th, whatever it was. And
that's why we like our future, because when Argentina's whooping butt and they sub out Martinez in the 65th minute, bring on Alvarez, we get a solid 25, 30 minutes with Alvarez. That's why we love those futures we gave.
Exactly. Give me 20 minutes plus the additional 10 minutes of stoppage. I want 70 minutes from Martinez, and I'm going to be greedy. I want another 30 from the other kid Alvarez. So I don't mind. Whoever leads the line for Argentina, you're going to need to be awake you're going to need to be up and at them, boys, if you're on Eastern Standard Time at 4 a.m., 4:30 when the lineups drop. So whoever leads the line for Argentina, they should score.
Bag some goals. All right, let's go ahead and move it over to Mexico and Poland. This was a match or not a match, at least two teams. On the preview show, you actually like Poland to get out of this group, where I preferred maybe the grit and the toughness there of Mexico to get up out of the group. Well, we're going to find out who's going to get up out of this group right here in match day number 1. If one of these two teams picks up the 3 points, I think they do join Argentina and get out of this group. I've got to lean under in this one. No big surprise. I kind of talked about the theme of the tournament, or at least in the group stage, being the under. Look, we're going to stop Lewandowski, and you think everybody's not going to be on that game plan. Mexico will be on that game plan to stop Lewandowski. And what do they have going forward? They have Lozano going forward, the Napoli kid. He's going to be worth a good little look. And then when Raul Jimenez comes in, he's going to miss every chance there is. So this game's going to stay under. I think this one stays under. I'm thinking of maybe a under 3.5 goal parlay of Tunisia, Denmark, under 3.5, Mexico, Poland. I'm going to look up the price now, see what that gets me. What do you think here in Mexico, Poland?
This is the one that I have got interest in. I think that both teams can find the back of the net in this one. I do. Not necessarily sure if the match stays under or over. I mean, if you look at it, it's an under 2.5 at basically minus 190, in that minus 180 to minus 190 range, depending on where you're looking. And I think that this one can be opened up a little bit more. I do, because I don't like either defense. I think that the Polish defense is poor. I think that the Mexican defense is not what it used to be. I lean in terms of who, like, I'm surprised. Like, Mexico's been taking a lot of money here. Like, this was very much even. This is like the USA kind of line here, really. This was basically plus 180 on both sides. Now you're seeing plus 160. I think that there's a touch of value on Poland. Maybe Poland plus a quarter of a goal. It's kind of how I feel. This is the exact same line as what's about to start in 28 minutes, in my opinion. It's a CONCACAF side. for whatever reason, the CONCACAF side is taking money over a European side, and I don't agree with it. Basically, I would rather be with the Europeans. So I would rather be with Poland plus a quarter. But I think that the bet is both teams to score at plus 105. I think that whoever scores, I think that their defense is vulnerable to be scored on as well. So like when somebody does find the breakthrough here, it might take a while. Then I think, like, let's say the breakthrough doesn't come until the 70th minute, Jason. Like, I think that then that means the last 20 plus added time, that other team is going to be pushing. Mm-hmm. And I don't trust either defense to keep a clean sheet. So that's my bet here for this one. That's the one that I've locked in, plus 105 on both teams to score yes in Mexico, Poland.
Yeah, shop around. I'm seeing a better price on Barstools, folks. So if you like that as well, get on that. I'm wondering what the cards market is. I could see this one being a little cardy. There with the Mexicans involved. Let me look. Match and team.
Little Cardi B.
Yeah, right. See, everything's so juicy. Why is everything you like got to be so damn juicy? Like over 3.5 at minus 175.
Because these markets they're incredibly efficient.
Yeah.
So you have to remember when you're betting into all of these markets, they are incredibly efficient. So it's difficult to find an edge, and it's just the way that it is.
I'm gonna lean the over. Man, I do like your angle, right? Yeah, no, these defenses. When we looked at those lineups on that preview show, you're right. If one of these teams gets up and then starts to concede a lot of possession here late in this game, yeah, they could certainly concede, and this could be a 1-1. That's why I like the under. I think a goal, because you're lacking offensive quality, it's going to take a while for that first goal to come unless there's just a major defensive mistake. So it's kind of why I like the under. I think that's kind of where I'm going to go with that one. The under 3.5 parlay did not quite work out, but I've still got France-Australia to talk about, so maybe I can drop in a money line of France to beat Australia, because they're certainly going to get the job done. Don't care that Benzema's not going to play. Would like to have him, but I'm not too worried, at least against Australia. Hell, Australia is leaning on a 19-year-old to possibly lead their line. That's going to be bad news going up against France's center back. So it's France. It's another one. Actually, let's get a look at their team total. Maybe you could do a team total over 2.5 for them. Does theirs come in at plus money? Let's see.
Definitely plus money. Probably a decent amount of plus money.
Yeah, plus 133. I like it.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I don't mind. Like, I think that this is going to be the Kylian Mbappe show. I mean, he's like, I don't want to say that Messi isn't the best player in this tournament, but he might be. But I think that it's very close to where Mbappe is right now. I think that Mbappe could easily be the best player in this tournament. I think that he just has that extra little thing about him. We've already seen him hoist this tournament. He feels he's in great form. So most likely it's going to be Giroud leading the line probably for France, and they're going to let Mbappe stay up on the left, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, me too.
Mbappe is going to find a way here. So like maybe a good parlaying market is like Kylian Mbappe to score or assist on FanDuel is minus 195. That's a good way in. I think that he's either going to score or he's going to cross something in or square something to Giroud or Dembele or whatever on the counterattack. Even though there probably won't be a lot of counters in this one because Australia are going to be sitting way back praying for their lives.
Yeah.
Which is also why I don't really like the over 2.5 team total, Jason, just because I think that Australia are going to be 11 men behind the balls, and can France break them down? I'm waiting on lineups here. I got to see what France are doing. I think that they win the match, but I don't think that there's any value whatsoever on this game, and it's just one to leave.
Okay, I'm looking. I see, again, not price shopping, but Mbappe to score is at minus 134. Giroud's plus 118. Dembele's plus 220. If you think Griezmann's going to come on maybe around 30 or so minutes, he's at plus 165. I agree. It's just going to take when can they get the breakthrough. And then once they get the breakthrough, then Australia will loosen up just a little bit, and then maybe the goals can come in. But yeah, I mean, if it's 0-0 at halftime, okay, now you're sweating. You're absolutely sweating if you have an over. So
I could see that too. I can see this being 0-0 for a little while. Like France they just don't have this like electricity about them. Like even like what England had today. Like you won't see that from France. Like what England did today, I don't think a lot of other teams can do. And really, I mean, we need to start talking about England a little bit because their path is somewhat easier than some of these other big teams. Like they're going to be able to make a deep run, I think.
Yep. As far as the bet that I did lock in, folks, I do have a bet locked in for France and Australia. It's France to win 2-0. I gave out at minus 111. I'm seeing minus 112 currently right now at Barstool. So basically the same price. For Australia is not going to be able to get one past this France squad. So France to win 2-0, minus 112 is the best bet in that game. Then you don't have to sweat an over or anything like that. You just need a goal at some point and then keep a clean sheet. So France win 2-0 will be for me. The other bet I have on Tuesday's fixture right now is Argentina team total over 2.5. So I've got a bet in those two games. Right now, Mexico, Poland's left alone, and Denmark, Tunisia's left alone. Sounds like you've got one bet locked in on tomorrow, and it's that both teams will score in the Mexico, Poland, and that's your only one so far locked in.
Yep, that's all I got. That's all I got. A lot of lineups. It's basically, I already have money essentially on Lautaro Martinez and those guys. So I'm not going to overexpose. I'm going to try to be just super disciplined as I can be for this tournament. I'm going to pop some of the live stuff when I feel it. I think it's a great live betting tournament. I love live betting soccer more than just about anything. But yeah, I think that these markets, Jason, are just they're so damn efficient, man. It's just everything that you like, it's minus 165. Yeah. And so you just got to hold your nose and kind of trust your gut and say, look, I don't care that it's minus 165. If I like this bet, then I like it. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of, I think that's a key to have. But if you're doing that all the time, then you're going to end up getting crushed in this tournament.
Yep. Folks, he's Matt. Hop on over to my Twitter page if you don't have his Twitter information. He's 3-0 to start this World Cup. So maybe he doesn't have high volume, but when he does fire out a bet, you want to go ahead and put your money behind it. He's 3-0 so far in this World Cup.
I see Santa.
You saw Santa. You have to tell me about it here in a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to come back tomorrow, guys, at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got to look at the Wednesday matches. Matt said he's so excited to talk about Morocco and Croatia, Germany and Japan, Spain and Croatia, and Belgium and Canada. Those are the 4 games you're excited? I want to know what you got.
Oh, yeah.
Can you give the audience one? Can you give us one bet of the 4? Can you give us one?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I've got 2 bets for that day right here, locked and loaded. Okay. It's one of my favorite bets. I bet last Friday. It's probably one of my favorites of the entire group stage. I like Belgium, Canada over 2.5 goals.
Okay.
I found that at minus 120. You can probably find it around that same price. And then I like to start the morning off at 5 a.m. I like Morocco double chance against Croatia. I think that they can hang. It's minus 140. I like the Belgium-Canada look a lot more than I like the Morocco look, but I think that Morocco is worth betting on. I think that Croatia still, we'll have to see. That's one of those where it was kind of a bet on the heat. It's going to be in the afternoon there. It's going to be much hotter. The Belgium-Canada is one. I really like Belgium as an over team. I think that Belgium's a clear-cut over team. I think that Canada are a clear-cut over team, and the match is being played at night. So it's going to be very cool. The players don't have to worry about this heat. It seems like they don't even have to worry about it all with this air conditioning. So I like the over 2.5 there. That is definitely my best bet for Wednesday. But we'll break that all down tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually already on that over with you.
Yep.
I like that under in Morocco, Croatia, but it's at minus 175. But to your point, maybe you just lock it in. All right, that's what we'll do on Tuesday's show. Tuesday's at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesday is at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And just to give you guys a heads up, Wednesday is also at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We're trying to cram in all the shows before everybody goes to their Thanksgiving holidays. Let's go ahead and run through this USA-Wales match one more time. We've had some people pop in here late. They've been asking some questions about any good bets. I leaned under. I do kind of like your cards angle. If I had to pick a winner, I actually like this USA lineup more. I'm trying to remove the homerism, but I'm looking at it again. I'm liking this 11. So I don't know what the U.S. double chance is, but maybe you drop the double chance in a parlay. Do I think that they're going to beat Wales? I don't know, but I don't think they're going to get beat by Wales. So I do like them on the double chance. What are some angles you like for anybody that joined late, Matt?
I think that there is value, unfortunately, on Wales. I think that the draw is a big time price here. I think that I would never talk anyone off the full game draw. And I think that as United States, I think that the way that match day 1 went too, I think that it would be okay if we take a point here. It's not something to get pissed about. To grab a point here and move on to the next one and try to not get crushed by England, basically. And whoever like doesn't get crushed in this group by England has a very legitimate chance. But I like this Welsh defense a little bit more than I like our defense.
Mm-hmm.
I like our attacking firepower slightly more than theirs. But yeah, I think that this is one to look at cards. I think that it's one to look at maybe a first half draw. I think that USA need to be extremely cautious here on how they approach this one because the Welsh do have good counterattacking players here, like Daniel James. Harry Wilson is a great passer of the football, and you just can't ever count out Gareth Bale. You just don't know what you're going to get from him. I don't think that he's at his best, but I mean, dude, look, he still won the MLS Cup, played the last 30 minutes of that match and scored the goal. Like, yeah, I think the value is completely on the Welsh here, and I hate to say that, but I'm leaving it pretty much alone. I'm betting on cards. I've got the over 3.5 cards, minus 113. That's all I'm betting in this one. I don't like this match really at all. I wish that USA. I was starting to get into like as the days went by, Jason. Like, all right, USA. All right, USA. You start to see the line move. You start to see the market react. All right, they really like USA too. Well, it just got bumped back a little bit due to these lineups. And when I don't see Aronson in there or Reyna, I'm going to be a little bit negative about it. And I wanted to be on the first half USA money line and corners, but I think that that's also a good shout, but it's not something that I'm personally taking. So it's just going to be cards for me and then look live.
All right, guys, that's how we'll do it there on United States versus Wales. And, of course, you got our preview for the 4 matches on Tuesday. Again, we'll be back on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, live on 4 p.m. Eastern Time right here. 15 minutes till kickoff, guys. Go get in your bets. Sit back and enjoy United States for Wales. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with us here for the last hour as we talk some football on this great afternoon. All right, keep enjoying the World Cup. Again, make sure you follow us on Twitter. Maybe we're watching this and we're like, oh, shit, goals are going to be flying in. Maybe we'll live bet it over here at the first half. Just make sure you follow us on Twitter. All right, fellas, enjoy it. And we'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Go United States. Woo!
Come on, go USA. We believe. We believe.